It's time to spotlight Investopedia. Now, Investopedia has individual investor sentiment survey, and we want to know how people are feeling about the election, about the new year, about their money. Caleb Silver's with us, editor-in-chief at Investopedia. And so tell us, how many people do you survey? How long is this survey? Some of the details before you get to if they're worried or not.
These are our daily newsletter readers. We got about 5 newsletters that go out to about 1.5 million people. We survey them every 2 months to ask them, bullish, bearish, what are you worried about? What do you think is going to have the most impact on your portfolio? What are you actually doing inside your portfolio? And what would you do if you had a little extra money with that portfolio?
I like that question, too.
Me too, because it's the ultimate discretionary question.
So it seems like, and I think last time we talked, there were a lot of cautiously optimistic folks, right?
Yeah.
So that trend continues. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't call in Maverick from Top Gun to say they've lost that love and feeling yet, but the optimism has waned a little bit, down about 9 percentage points. Still, 69% say they're optimistic or cautiously optimistic. 39% somewhat worried. Only 5%, though, Nicole, are really optimistic and ready to take a flyer on this market. And 64% say they're making no changes to their portfolios, which is kind of how individual investors like us roll. We don't really make big changes. We make changes around the margin.
Right.
Nobody's making big changes. Only 21% are making much riskier investments.
So there's no like doomsday scenario
no
here.
Doomsday.
You said 39% are somewhat worried.
Yeah, no doomsday, and nobody is selling and nobody's capitulating.
Right.
They just think we've had higher highs for a long time. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's new uncertainty, even though there's certainty about who will be in the White House and what the makeup of Congress will be. There's uncertainty about the policies that will come from the Trump administration and what they may mean to their portfolio. Some uncertainty, some optimism, but also some worry.
Yeah, I wonder what the 21% that are making riskier investments.
Oh, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's in there? Okay, good. We'll get to that. Investors face new worries post-election. What kind of worries?
Well, they're worried about tariffs. And we asked them, of the policies that the Trump administration has promised on the campaign trail, which do you think will impact your portfolio the most and for the better, and which ones for the worse? Obviously, tariffs taking number one, as this one could really impact their returns. Not only their returns, their household spending, 69% choosing that. On the flip side, though, and this is interesting, lower corporate taxes and potentially lower income taxes for individuals, that could be very beneficial to folks as they think about their portfolio and their returns going forward.
Yeah, I'm still dying to talk about the Bitcoin, but I'd like to hear sort of the allocation where people are putting money to work.
Big stocks and ETFs, and we've seen this trend over the last 6 months. It used to be individual stocks when we had this nice upward rise in the markets in the first part of the year, but as things got a little uncertain, we had that little currency crash in the late fall. I think folks have sort of dialed back a little bit, wanted to diversify through ETFs. So it's been ETFs first, then individual stocks, then index funds. You'll see some corporate bonds in there, and then you see crypto sort of cracking the top 10 for the first time in a long time.
Oh, that's interesting. And CDs are still hot,
CDs are still hot. Get them while they're hot. 5% is not going to be here forever. It's been bouncing around a little bit. Also, high-yield savings. People have been putting their money in that as well, trying to lock in the 5% or the 4 to 5% now, given the uncertainty they have going forward in the market.
I think there was a whole generation of folks who just never heard of CDs.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were something that we all wanted when we were younger. We had good interest rate, and then they were out of favor for so long, and then you had a higher rates for some of these types of things. Let's talk about the cryptocurrency a little bit. You see it here. They're buying crypto. Tell us some more.
Yeah, not everybody's buying crypto, but when we've done this survey over the past 3 years, Nicole, the numbers have been somewhere between 8 and 12% of our readers who own cryptocurrency and invest in it. Now, given the rise, the all-time highs, the promises from the Trump administration about deregulating it, making America the crypto capital of the world, we have seen a lot more enthusiasm, up to 25% of people saying they're investing or considering it, and folks saying they would actually invest more if they had a little bit of extra money. It's one of the top 5 choices.
Really?
First time in a long time.
Yeah, that's interesting. I saw that you have folks also saying they want to pay down debt.
Yeah, and we have this balance, right, within our readership, which is folks who are just like us, thinking about how do I maximize my gains, protect the nest egg, but also if I have debt, how do I pay it down? They can feel interest rates, potentially credit card APRs going down. They want to get rid of some of that debt. Maybe it's a New Year resolution, hopefully. We want people to do both, pay down the debt and invest. Good to see people thinking about both of those things.
China is also always front and center in U.S. relations with China. We've obviously had some decoupling happening. Some of your thoughts there?
Yeah, it used to be when over the past several months and really over the past couple of years, what are people concerned the most about? It was geopolitical uncertainty. It was uncertainty around the election. The fact that we've had peaceful election and transfer of power, at least that's what it looks like. That took that worry away. What are they worried about now? Tariffs, and they're worried about U.S.-China relations. You see Russia-Ukraine creeping up back into the top 5. That, obviously, in the news of today is huge. When we surveyed last week, this was not happening at that level, but it's still one of their top 5 concerns.
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing the word nuclear around. It makes people nervous.
Don't throw that word around.
Yeah, it makes people nervous, ultimately, right? When we think about the anxiety index, what happened with that?
Yeah, well, with record highs for the stock market right after the election, people weren't feeling terribly anxious necessarily about their returns, about their money, but they do feel a little uncertainty about geopolitical stance right now, about tariffs, and also inflation. Although the narrative is quieted down a little bit, people are still paying higher prices, so they're feeling the personal finance anxiety much less than they feel the market's anxiety, because the market has delivered for them this year and last year and really over the past 20 years, except for a few years here and there.
Look, we've talked about a lot of things here. One thing is cyber attacks. We didn't really mention that, and that is a concern for folks. And it's a growing concern as AI is getting better, technology is getting better. I mean, it's, you shred your papers thinking, oh, I'll be okay.
No, I don't think so.
Your whole identity is taken, right?
I don't think so. We've seen what that can do to just one company when we have an incident, or we can see what it can do to an entire industry. But it is one of those black swan events where you can't predict it, so you can't model it into your portfolio.
Right, understood. So what am I leaving out? I mean, in the big picture here, I mean, overall, you think people are feeling pretty good. That seems like good news overall, right?
Yeah, and what you see, especially with individual investors, we don't make a lot of changes. When we ask our readers for their top 10 stocks in their portfolio, what do you think it looks like? It looks just like the S&P 500. It looks a lot like the NASDAQ 100. NVIDIA is the #1 stock that people hold and also say will deliver the best returns over the next 10 years. No pressure when they report earnings on Wednesday afternoon. Let's hope that the demand is as strong as it is, because there's a lot riding on it.
Yeah, indeed. Good to see you as always. Caleb Silver of Investopedia, editor-in-chief there. Thank you.